Hi, in this video I will show you how much a student can earn from part-time jobs in Canada while studying. Now let's first talk about the most common jobs for students in Canada. So if you come to Canada, you might end up doing one of these following jobs that I'm gonna mention right now. Most of the students currently work at food restaurants, and some of them works at convenience stores, shopping malls, inside stores, and then some works in factories, some works in warehouses. Most of them works in gas stations, delivery services like pizza delivery, then construction jobs, on-campus jobs in your university or college. Then most of them drive Uber, then there are security guard jobs, and there are other jobs like moving stuff from here to there, and working in the paper industries like throwing flyers, throwing advertisements home to home. Now let's talk about the working hours in Canada for students. How many hours a student can work when he is studying and when he is on breaks. Now let's first talk about the working hours when you are studying. So legally you can work 24 hours per week and 80 hours per month when you are studying. And then when you are on breaks like summer breaks or you're taking semester off, you can work full time. Full time means like 40 hours or more in Canada. Now allow me to show you the hourly salary for students in Canada. So the salary rate or the hourly rate when you are a student and working in Canada. So the minimum wage for every citizen, permanent residents, and student is $11.25 per hour, and this may vary from province to province. And for a student, usually you will earn between anywhere from $11.25 per hour to $15 to $16 per hour. That will depend on what kind of job you get or for what employer you are working, and many other things like luck and if you have any special skills. So you might end up earning $11.25 per hour, $12 per hour, $13 per hour, $14.5, and even $15 to $16. That depends upon your luck or any other special skills you have. Now I'm gonna create some student salary scenarios in which I will show you if you are this student and how much you can earn. So this might help you in a better way. And from here you can create your own scenario that how much you will be end up earning when you come to Canada as a student. So I'm gonna choose here the student names as my subscribers. So the first name is Preet Singh. Imagine a student named Preet Singh. He works only 16 hours per week and earns the minimum wage $11.25 per hour. So in a week he will earn $180, and in a single month he will earn $720. So if you will be a student as Preet Singh, you will end up earning this much weekly and this much monthly. Now the second student is Ajay Paul Singh. He works 20 hours per week and his salary is $12 per hour. So in a single week he would be able to make $240, and in a single month he would be able to make $960. Now let's talk about the third student, Shahzeb Akram. He works 20 hours per week and he's getting good amount of salary, like on the high range when you come as a student in Canada. And let's say he works 20 hours and his salary is $15 per hour. So in a single week he would be able to earn $300, and in a single month he would be able to earn $1,200. So now the same student Shahzeb Akram works during breaks. When he works during breaks, he can work 40 hours per week, and imagine his salary is same, $15 per hour. So you would be able to make $2,400 in a single month when you are working full time as a student in Canada during your summer breaks or if you are taking a semester off. I created these scenarios to give you an idea that how much you will be earning when you come to Canada as a student, and you can pick any of these three students and you get the basic idea. Now you can create imagination that how much you will end up earning when you come as a student in Canada. Now in this section I'm going to mention you the important information you need to know when you come to Canada as a student. The very first is salary. So your salary will range from anywhere between $11.25 to $16 per hour. I mean that can be more also, but this is the usual range when you come as a student in Canada. This is how much you will be getting per hour. So this is the first takeaway from this video. The second is 20 hours in a week, not all the time. So what I want to explain is that not every single week you will get 24 hours from your employer, because he has other employees too. He has to give hours to other employers, or he has to make schedule. So usually they give you either 16 hours a week, because they give you two shifts for like 9 hours. So it's It's not always that you will get 20 hours in a single week when you come to Canada as a student and you're working a part-time job. I mean, that totally depends upon your employer, but I wanted to mention this to you so you can understand in a better way. The third one is tax. I mean, after you get that salary, you're gonna pay some taxes. I mean, when you're a student, it's not that much, and even once you pay your tax, you can get those tax back as a return, return of tax at the end of the year. So taxes are not that a big deal as you're a student, because your income bracket would be low and you will be in the lowest category of paying taxes. But still, I wanted to mention it here. The fourth point is time to find your first job, 1 to 2 months. It's not like you first land here in Canada and you get part-time job in a single day. It might take you, 1 to 2 months to find your first part-time job. I mean, you can, get a job in very first week if you have friends, you got connections, and you're lucky. But it also can end up 1 to 2 months of struggle to find your first part-time jobs that suitable your student hours and your working hours. I mean, it can be more than 2 months too, you are never sure. I mean, there's a chance that it can be more than 2 months too, but usually students can find the very first part-time jobs between 1 to 2 months when they land in Canada. Now let's talk about the other points that are very important to know when you come to Canada as a student. So there's gonna be your exams, like your midterms, your exams, your lab assignments, your lab exams. So for those exams, if they end up on your weekends or when you're working, so there will be a collision between your working hours and your exam hours. So you might have to take some time off to prepare for that exams, or sometimes you might have to take a day off from work when you are gonna give the exam. You go to university or wherever, right, and you write the exam, and the exam date end up on Saturday or Sunday or Wednesday whenever you work. So there can be a collision and you end up missing your work day. The other reason is medical reasons, like for example, you come to Canada after 3 or 4 months, now you're doing a part-time jobs and you get sick, and for that sickness you have to take few weeks off. So these are like the important points that I want to mention, so you can plan ahead. And then there's the weather. Sometimes the weather is so bad, even if like for construction jobs, if the weather is bad, so you won't be working that day, right? But for most of the indoor jobs, the weather doesn't matter unless there's a big snowstorms or any big thing like that. The last one is fired. I mean, you end up getting fired from your first part-time jobs, and to find the next part-time jobs, again, it will take 1 to 2 months. That totally depends upon your effort, your luck, and how the things are in market. So these are all the important points that I wanted to mention that I feel like you need to know when you come to Canada as a student, so you can plan. Go ahead. If you enjoyed this video, guys, give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to check how much your expenses will be when you come to Canada as a student. I will put that video in the description below and above card, so you can check that out. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you very much for your support and love. Have a good day, guys. Bye now.